Hey y'all, it's Dan. I'm at my home in the sticks, and I'm in the garden in the sticks. The last video I put out, giving you a little brief walk around of what I had growing. We talked a little bit about these tater barrels that I'm doing, and got backwards on the variety. I had to actually look through my notes and do a little bit of studying on what I was growing. And the Yukon Gold taters are actually a determinate potato. The German butterballs are a indeterminate potato. Let me show you what I'm talking about. These guys right here are the Yukon Golds, and they are a determinate potato. These butterballs are indeterminate tater. It's easy to look at it this way. You have a determinate and an indeterminate tomato. Your determinate tomato, when you plant it, it's going to grow into a bush. It's going to get X amount of feet high. It's going to grow out into a bush. It's going to put all its fruit on, and then it's going to die. And that's it. Your indeterminate tomatoes, you get them in the ground, they're going to grow tall. It's going to be a big vine. They're just going to grow straight up. And they will keep putting out fruit until frost kills it, something kills it, I kill it. It'll just keep putting on fruit until that vine dies back, or that plant dies back. And then that's going to be the end. Same thing with these taters. The Yukon Golds, they'll start here and work their way down, and then put out tubers or taters, and it's done. Yukon Golds are an early tater. They're going to put out all they can, and then that's going to be it. These German butterballs, on the other hand, I'll just keep hilling these guys up. I'll take this soil mixture and I'll bring it all the way up to here, and just let these butterballs keep growing. And what'll happen is, once it hits here, I'll stop putting the soil in, and from here down, technically, this butterball is going to grow tubers straight down, and then it's just going to keep putting out taters from here down. Now, I don't know this for sure, but it's what I've read. I have a few friends that grow them. They've had real good success with them. This hive is my first year doing them, so we're going to find out. Like I said in my previous video, hold on a second. Yeah, silence that. In my previous video, we did these last year, and I think I did one container of taters. We got about 8 pounds, and that is average for Yukon Golds. With that being said, we're gonna see what happens. I've already started hilling this one up, and as you can see, all I'm doing is taking the soil mixture and I'm hilling it up. Hey, Mr. B. And see right here, I'm just taking that soil mixture and I'm hilling it up just like that. Well, soil mixture that I'm using, and it's tried and true. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm not a master gardener or an expert gardener. It's just what I've done in the past, and it's worked. So, why change it? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you just have to do some research and try to make it better the next go around. But the soil mixture that I'm using is equal parts of black cow manure, no organic potting mix. I just got that on sale at a box store real cheap, and peat moss. So it's equal parts of black cow potting soil or potting mix and peat moss. Equal parts. Hey, Brody. And let's see, I got one hand here, so y'all, so we're gonna see what happens. All I'm doing is I'm just taking this potting soil, I'm just gonna pour it on in there, kind of like that. I'm just gonna see what I'm doing. I'm just putting it in there, and I'm healing it up. I'm bringing the dirt up to the stalk, just like that. This one could probably go a little bit higher, but we're just gonna roll on from there. It's okay if you cover them leaves up. They're gonna bust through the ground eventually, so it'll be okay. So that's what healing is. Looks like these guys need some water. Kind of looks like it's real cloudy and overcast today, so I might just hold off on water, and we might get some rain tomorrow morning. So, but I just may water them in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys healed up, and I'll get right back with you in a second. Hey y'all, we back. Just got finished healing these taters up. Let me show you what they look like, and we'll chit chat for a little while. Well, as you can see, they healed up, filled up pretty good. And just thinking about it, you should go on and water them in, or at least water them down and knock the soil off the leaves, because that could turn into an insect problem, because dirty leaves attract bugs and whatnot, aphids. I haven't had any problems with mine, thank goodness, but everything in my garden I water with rainwater. I have a rain catchment system in place. You ain't gotta just drown them in anything, just soak them in a little bit, like that. Just knock off some of that dirt off of those leaves. If you can, and you have the means to, I encourage everybody to water their plants with rainwater. It's some of the best water for plants, and it comes out the sky and it's free, because you actually have to think about it. County water, city water, they put chemicals in the water to help kill bacteria. Some of the bacteria in your soil and your plants is beneficial, so you use that water that has the chemicals in it, it kills the bacteria and it kills all the beneficial stuff that's in your soil. So kind of a no-win situation there. But you know, hey, if that's all you have, then well, it's all good. You have to use it what you have. But I try to use nothing but rainwater to water my plants. I wanted to bring up a little tip on these containers here. Last year I had my containers sitting on the ground. As you can see, well, not on the ground, they were actually on pieces of wood on the ground. And I didn't see any ants, but I did see ants in my blueberry bushes. So if you can, if you like the container, the way of planting in containers in raised beds, you know, that's you want to pick those containers up off the ground. You don't want to let them sit on the ground, because that'll give ants and, you know, bugs a chance to get up underneath your pot. Because on all these pots, of course, you need to drill holes, drainage holes on the bottoms of it, and that's where your ants and your insects get in, through your drainage holes, and then they invade the soil and they eventually start messing with the roots on your plants, and then your plant dies and you have no clue, other than the fact that, well, it was green one day and it's like dead the next. So just a little tip. I also said in my last gardening video that I liked raised beds and container gardening, and I believe I said I'm gonna tell you why, and then I got sidetracked and didn't tell you why. So here's why. With raised beds and container gardening, the soil is contained. You can you can put that soil together any kind of way that you want to suit whatever it is that you're growing. My peppers and my radishes and my carrots, you know, I know that they like nitrogen in the soil, especially for the peppers and tomatoes, for the leaves. And also, I use gypsum in my raised beds too for the calcium. It's good for the soil too. I don't try to get too caught up in the NPK stuff or whatever it's called. I think last year I got too scientific on my soil, and I should have just, you know, did it the way I normally did, the normal way that I do it, which is the way I'm doing it now, and I haven't had any problems. So, with that being said, I also want to tell you, I showed you this little pepper plant right here in this container. This is a hot cayenne. It is not a jalapeno. I looked at it pretty good yesterday, and oops, got some weeds growing in there. It's actually a hot cayenne pepper. It'll get pretty big and it'll put out some peppers like that, red, and some of them, and to tell you they are hot, but they're good. So, with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I just wanted to show you how I healed my taters up, and I don't know about you, but I'm a visual learner. I like to see it while I'm doing it. You know, you can talk about it all you want, but until you actually physically see it and do it, sometimes you don't know how it's done. And there are many different ways of doing this. This is just how I do it. So, with that being said, I hope everybody is well. And most importantly, it's not what you can get, but what you can give. So, we'll see you on the next video.